I 27F realized this New Year's Eve that after years of being the one who was always surrounded with friends, I have no one to turn to and no one who ever wants to check up on me. My life has been on a steady downward spiral for the past 7 to 8 years. I'm clinically depressed, living at my parents' house, unemployed, finishing up my degree years after everyone else has graduated and isolated from everyone. I live in a rural town where I have no friends, no boyfriend. I can't talk to my parents about anything because every discussion devolves into how I wasted all my potential. I have no confidant, no one to share with. Life was not supposed to be like this. I went from class valedictorian to the one who was held back 4 years extra in college. I went from the girl who could have dated anyone to being in over a 5-year-long relationship with an abusive boss who broke me down physically, mentally and emotionally. I have always had friends in multiple groups, yet I always felt that I don't really fit in anywhere. Anyway, I always had people inviting me over or asking me to go out with them. But I started to notice things. Since I was doing bad in life and really had no semblance of a career while my friends were off doing great things in their professional lives, I became the person that no one would discuss their work life with. I was only the person to smoke a bowl with or to goof off with, and with time I got this reputation of this chilled out stoner while I'm anything but. Slowly this evolved into subtle digs here and there and pretty visible disrespect from many people who I used to think were my friends. My abusive relationship didn't help either. He made every attempt to isolate me, which I fought back at every moment, though I would be let down by my friends later. Most of my friends also judged me for that and blamed me for getting abused. Their logic was basically that I was too blind to the red flags and I should have seen coming what everyone else saw, and I kind of agree. I think I further lost respect in everyone's eyes because of that. I must state here that I have always gone above and beyond to maintain friendships to a people-pleasing level. I'm the one to call them, send them memes, DM them, heart their pictures or go visit them or bake goods for them. With time my friendships only dwindled. The close friends stayed on for a while, but not even they seem to have forgotten me, and when I do talk to them, that time is spent in them talking about their relationship troubles and asking me for advice since I'm the one who has been through the worst. I get people being busy and moving on, but if I reach out to someone, on more than one occasion I have been met with pure contempt. I can understand them not having the time and no replies and all, but I often receive a response which just shows me that they do not like me at all. For example, I send pictures on my friend group where no one acknowledges them but they reply to each other. My friends don't answer my video calls but answer each other's. My friend got into her dream grad school and told everyone else in our group but me. I found out via Instagram. When I'm in a call no one asks me how I'm doing or how I am. No one ever calls me or texts me. Even the friends I thought I had, people I cooked for almost daily for over 2 years, people I smoked with daily, people I hung out with every day, no one has inquired after me once in the past 10 months since I've been home, due to COVID. It all really hit home for me when I started totally focusing on myself and stopped texting people every day, sending memes, asking questions etc., basically stopped initiating, and it all stopped. Not one person reached back. On New Year's Eve, my sister had a big video conference party with her friends. That's when I realized what point in my life I am at right now. At rock bottom with no one to call a friend. I really don't know what to do at this point. Give up totally? Stop talking to anyone? I'm afraid if I don't initiate, with time I will be written out of everywhere completely and will just be forgotten. How do I even make any new friends when I'm all by myself? Any advice welcome. Hey, I don't have time to write the novel I want to in response, haha, but I related to so much of your post. I'm 33/chef. I am basically friendless. Would you like to chat sometime, and be Reddit buddies? You can vent more to me, I'll give you my thoughts on what you wrote, and maybe you'd be someone safe I could open up to about the same thing. Smile. I've been hoping to make some friends here, but have been too shy to ask, since I figure most people already have more than enough friends. I grew up in a small town and had a very similar experience. No friends, unemployed, etc. I'm 26 and only now am I doing my second year of college. If you need to talk to someone, DM me. Otherwise, going to college is great. Who gives a fuck if it's a little later? You're gonna live for 40 or 60 more years. The 3 or 4 year difference now makes no difference. Life isn't a race. Doesn't matter who gets to the end first, but how you spend the time along the way. I'm in an abusive relationship and can't get out. Someone please help. I just got beaten up on Christmas for literally nothing and I can't handle this anymore. I've stayed for so long with someone so horrible and abusive because I've lost everyone in my life and have attachment/abandonment issues. I also will lose my furlough and place to live if I leave. I need help desperately. I need to leave. I spend every day wishing I was dead because of him and he verbally abuses me every day. He love bombs me and makes me feel great for a day, then it's back to it. If I stay with this guy any longer I'm gonna be dead. The only reason I'm not is because there's an empty hostel next door, part of our work, and I've locked myself in. Where can I find help? I have £10. This is the worst Christmas ever and I've had a lot of bad ones. I really need some help please. I'm shaking and crying so Mike. Please update us if you need help. I am in Gloucester, so just on your outskirts. I will drive to pick you up and we have a spare bed you can crash in while you're sorting things out. Please tell us you are safe. Sometimes this subreddit breaks my heart. Hopefully someone more knowledgeable can assist you. Can you call a domestic violence shelter? I have no way to leave as my car is dead and full of mold and I have no one to start it. It's 3 AM. I have nowhere to go and I really don't know what to do. I'm in North Wales. I'd if there's shelters. ? Sad face. I'm so sorry. I do a ton of volunteer work with domestic violence organizations. If you're comfortable, PM me your location and I will research places and organizations near you to help you get out. Boyfriend introduced girl he slept with as like a sister. That's weird, right? Okay, my boyfriend and I have been together for just over a year and things are going swell. Overall no main issues but the occasional surprise that makes me question if he is actually a sneaky dude in sheep's clothing. Maybe it's not personal, maybe I would feel this way with any boyfriend after my last. It's hard to tell. When we first starting dating he mentioned that he had slept with a few close friends. I generally said that makes me uneasy and I didn't want to know more at the moment. Almost immediately after that, I said it would a relief if I just knew rather than wondering, but he brushed it off. In our time together I asked about some specific friends BC. I was curious but never really knew who it was he had previously been with. I didn't dwell on it too much. Today I asked him point blank and found out he had slept with a girl, before we dated, that he introduced me to as like a sister. I remember feeling interviewed by this girl and brushing it off as just a long-term friend who was interested in who her friend was dating. But now, that seems pretty icky. It feels like he was sort of covering it up with a weird choice of phrasing and I feel like a fool. Another girl I learned about, he once blew me off to go to bonfire at her house that he had originally invited me to and then just went without me. I was annoyed when it happened but that was even before I knew they had been together. I'm not generally a jealous partner but this seems shady, right? Nothing is concrete wrong but my gut tells me this is sneaky wording or behavior. That reminds me of an ex of mine. He was very close friends with girls he slept with before. It bugged me a lot back then, and I felt really uncomfortable, especially sitting together with his parents and his ex on Christmas Eve one year. That's just not how I imagine my relationship. He also took some similar choices like your boyfriend with the bonfire at times. I do however still trust that he never cheated on me, since he's always honest and upfront. But he's also a hippie type of guy, which explains that in my case I would actually also still be friends with him and hang out, without anything sexual involved. but I simply don't want to make my current boyfriend jealous. You can't force him to toss people out of his life that he likes. If he's not understanding you, maybe you have a communication problem, or you're just very different in lifestyles. I was not able to overcome my jealousy. It was a big issue for me and I couldn't imagine sharing my future with his exes. Talk to him about it, tell him how you genuinely feel and try to find a way that works for you both. If that doesn't work, find out if that is a long-term relationship you want to be in. Even relationships always come with compromise, from both sides. But sometimes it's a no-fit even if you love a person. I don't think him viewing someone he slept with before like a sister is in itself weird. I mean, feelings and relationships change. Other than this, does he act shady in any other ways? Being secretive about his phone, going out and coming back at odd hours, or anything else that would be suspicious? No, it seems you are mismatched. People have different values associated with sex. Some are casual and some are not. He seems to be casual in his approach to physical intimacy and you seem to be more exclusive and emotionally attached. I am like you, not judging you. Best to accept his views as his own. If you are being triggered by his perspective, then you need to reconsider this relationship for long term. I do know people that had an intimate past and yet do not feel attracted anymore and have evolved into friends. The like a sister thing doesn't bother me, as people have mentioned, they've had sex with longtime friends who they now view as siblings. That's probably what he is doing and that's fine. Can even see why he might be reticent to tell you which of his friends he slept with since you first said you didn't want to know. Maybe he thought you wouldn't be able to handle it and was trying to spare you. Not super kosher, but well-meaning in a way. That said, he should tell you, because someone else might mention his past flings and it would hurt more to hear from one of his friends than from him. However, that bonfire thing? Shady AF. Would ask him point blank if he ever cheated. Be firm, don't waver, look him directly in the eye. His reaction should tell you what you need to know. If it turns out he hasn't cheated, talk to him about how him uninviting you to a bonfire to hang out with a girl he previously slept with made you feel. Another girl I learned about, he once blew me off to go to bonfire at her house that he had originally invited me to and then just went without me. I was annoyed when it happened, but that was even before I knew they had been together. This part is a bit shady.